Kirk Harnack here, talking with Hans van Zutphen. Hello, Hans.
Hello.
We're going to talk about a technology for making FM stations even louder without having to do any additional processing, yeah?
Yes.
So it's almost like free loudness, except it's not free because you invented it.
Yeah, but it does sound better, in fact, so...
Ah, okay. So tell me about the technologies, the techniques that you're using that make FM even louder.
Well, we already had a technique that was doing composite clipping with which you can get more than 100% output in the left and right channel with 100% modulation.
So you're saying that with 100% modulation, when you demodulate the left and right, you get more than the traditional 100%, significantly more.
Significantly more, several dBs more.
And so this is what the listener with their radio, they're not hearing the composite signal, they're hearing the demodulated left and right.
So it will sound several dBs louder and cleaner at the same time.
And this shows on the mod monitor, but it also shows on your radio, on your car radio, your home radio?
Shows, you will hear it.
Yeah. Okay, so this is one technique that is in all of the Omnia processors, except the Omnia 1 now, right? I think it's in all of them.
I think so, yes. Yes.
And there's actually a couple different ways of accomplishing this.
True.
Yeah.
That's old news, but here's the new thing.
The new news, yeah.
So you have single sideband stereo, which obviously have peaks at different locations in the composite signal than dual sideband stereo.
Now, we should point out that a few years ago, Frank Foti began offering single sideband in the Omnia 11. And the thought is that for some broadcasters, it can reduce multipath, and when you get rid of the upper sideband of the stereo left minus right, you have a little bit of room to modulate a bit more, just a little bit, and maybe it makes a difference. But you have an even better technique than this, yeah?
Well, not for reception, but for loudness, yes. Yeah. So my thought was, what if you continuously switch between the two and pick the one that's loudest?
Oh, so you were saying earlier that when you do the single sideband, your peaks occur in different places than they do with normal.
Yeah, and you want to have as little clipping as possible because that causes, well, loss in loudness and distortion, although we are pretty good at masking it now, but still, I mean, if you have extreme levels, then you will hear it. So the idea is, well, to try to avoid clipping as much as possible.
Okay, so you're comparing the single sideband technique with the regular technique for FM stereo, instantly deciding many times per second which one is louder and using that one.
Something to that extent,
okay.
Yeah. It is a close enough description of how it works.
Without giving away all the secrets.
Yeah, something like that, yeah. Well, we're now looking at the signal as it is in the Omnia processors right now. This is the version without the single sideband trick.
Okay, so this is a normal multiplex and a demodulated.
And that's the demodulated, where you can see that the peaks are higher.
Okay.
Now let me turn on that new technique.
Okay. All right, so we see this is the same, yeah?
Yes.
But the demodulated is louder.
It's a lot louder. Actually, it doesn't fit on the screen anymore.
Okay. So this is the technique of the switching the single sideband?
Yes.
Okay. Wow. Well, how do you compare this with other stations?
Well, if we switch, we have a mod monitor here, which the output is redirected to this PC, so I can switch to some other stations that we can receive here. So let me do that. Now I'm going to switch to another one. And that's how almost every other station here will look like. Here's another one. And here's yet another one.
So all of these stations are about the same modulation, but much lower in demodulated output. Yeah. And these poor other stations are using other processors.
Yes.
Yeah.
So let me switch back to us, just for comparison. Well, so that's quite a huge difference. And not only is it louder, but it's also way more dynamic.
Yes, I noticed this listening before we started the interview. When you switch to your station, that is louder, same modulation, it does sound more dynamic. It doesn't sound as densed up. It sounds more natural.
Yes, so that's an extra advantage of this.
So more natural and louder at the same time.
Yep.
So if people want to enjoy this technology that you've developed, these techniques, are they in some products now?
It is in OmniaSST. It is soon coming to the 9 SG and also to the 9.
Okay, so the new OmniaSST software processor,
yes,
the Omnia 9 and the Omnia 9 SG stereo generator.
Yeah, those last two are going to get it soon.
Okay, cool. Hans, I can't wait to see what comes next, but this is amazing. Thank you very much. I'm Kirk Harnack with Hans von Zutphen at IBC 2016.